Okay, so update on the bus, the BuhBus. Got the air conditioner, stock air conditioning unit taken down from the ceiling up here. As you can see, we have the walls off and the floor up.
The Bubbahs are back
for episode 3,
the demolition. In this episode, we're going to go over everything we did in the demolition phase to get all of the old shuttle bus stuff out.
First, we took out the seats, and then we took out the hand railing and the door opening mechanism.
After that, we had to take out the wheelchair lift, which was quite the task because it's obviously so big and heavy, and we had to figure out a way to disconnect it and move it out, which we eventually did and got into the garage.
Took a long time to get it out of the garage.
Yeah, we had to put it on Craigslist and eventually we sold it to somebody for $80.
The next thing we had to do was take out the AC, and to do that we had to put a ladder underneath it with some other things and then take out the bolts.
And we kind of balanced it together on top of the ladder, and then once we had the bolts out, we each sort of helped carry the weight and lift it slowly down because all the air conditioner lines were connected, so it was kind of a tricky task, but we got it out, and you'll see that in this first video that we're going to show you. You'll see the air conditioner sitting on the floor, and we had just gotten it out, and we're trying to figure out what the order was going to be and what process we would go as far as taking out the roof or the walls and then the roof, and everything was kind of connected. And speaking of that, the wiring was also connected to the lift and the air conditioning, and that's what led to our next task of disconnecting everything we didn't need and keeping everything we did need, obviously with the brake lights and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
that was
all of it was
task.
connected, and all of it needed to come apart when we took those things out.
Yeah, so that'll be the next video. Let's get into this first video where you'll see just us getting started and figuring out the process like we said.
Update on the bus, the BuhBus. We've gotten all the seats out, obviously, and we got the air conditioner down just now. Starting to take out most of the trim so we can get the walls off and the windows out. Got this whole front section above the cab off. Starting to take down most of the wiring stuff and get ready to trace it all out, label it and all that, and yeah, so just making progress. Gonna get this ceiling down and then the walls, and then get the floor up, and probably replace all the floor because it looks pretty bad. Over here we got the lift gate out, and the wood is pretty gross looking, rotted and whatever, so we'll probably just have to replace most of the wood, but we'll see. And yeah, I got the air conditioner down just now, so making some progress. Can't wait until we get to the finish line, and this is a beautiful, wonderful little mini home for us.
So that was the beginning of the demolition phase, where we first got started removing all the old shuttle bus stuff and realizing about the air conditioner that we were going to have to sort of shuffle it around while it was still half connected, and eventually get it to some professionals to have them take out the whole air conditioner system as well as the heating system.
So while that sat in the corner, I was able to chip away the floor. It's all really glued down and only came up a little piece at a time, so it took a really long time to get it all done.
Yeah, and then after we got that all out, we started assessing the wood floor underneath, which was definitely very rotted and bad in the back areas by the wheelchair lift and the back window and the other side back window where water had been leaking in really bad. So we knew after seeing it that we were going to definitely have to replace all of that, but we were hoping we would be able to keep some of the stuff in the center.
Yeah. So after that, we took down the ceiling panels, and those were held on by metal strips that we had to unscrew, and there also were some other screws that were hidden underneath some little white caps.
Yeah, it was a very tedious process that had to take our time with to get all those down. And again, they were big panels, so it took 2 of us to get them down and get them out of the bus.
So we have now completed removing the floor and the ceiling and started on the walls, but only got one section done so far. But those will come down pretty quick. And got the air conditioner, stock air conditioning unit taken down from the ceiling up here because we're not going to use it. So now we just need to get the air conditioner taken out completely and also the heater. We're going to take that out because we're not going to use either of those. We'll put in something else, but coming along, got a long way to go, but we're making progress. So far, just tearing everything out still. Gonna definitely have to replace some of this wood. Down here in the corners where the water was getting in, messing up the wood, but we're hoping that these center sections will be okay. We shall see. So that's the update for now.
At that point, we had the ceiling and the floor taken out, but the walls were still in. In the next section, you'll see the walls have come out, and that exposed a lot more.
Yeah, all the wires that were in there that we realized we had to trace and figure out and reconnect, disconnect, whatever. And it all led to the front where there was a giant fuse box wiring panel that everything was ran to, and also it ran up into the center console where the driver can control, you know, everything basically, the air conditioning, the heater, whether the lift, the wheelchair lift was on or not.
All the stuff we took out.
Yeah, so all those wires had to come out, but they were all ran in, a lot of them in same pathways or chases and little tubes as the brake lights, the reverse lights, all these things that we needed to keep. So we had to spend a long time with that, and that's what's in the next video, so make sure and stick around for that one and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified for when we did all the wiring stuff, because that was definitely a major headache, as I'm sure you can imagine. And Sarah got to learn
I learned a lot
about automotive wiring, and so did I, definitely. So yeah, and then so that's what you'll see in this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.
Okay, so as you can see, we have the walls off and the floor up. And also the ceiling is off. And we've also started taking apart all the wiring that goes everywhere throughout the whole bus, tracing it back, taking it apart to get rid of what we don't need and keep what we are gonna continue using. It's a big mess right now, but it'll be figured out soon enough. And then back here we have the air conditioner that we still need to get disconnected and taken out. Gotta find somebody to help us with that. And that's just about it. That's the update. We know that we have to replace the wood back here, which we discussed in the previous video. But we think we'll be able to keep the middle, hopefully. Maybe some parts of the front gotta be replaced. But we're moving right along.